She got her own house. She got her own house. She got her own house. Hey, welcome back, Naca family. So I wanted to check in with you guys and give you an update to let you know what I've been working on this past week in preparation for my Achieve the Dream event, which is happening in a couple of hours. So let's get into it. So first off, I hope that everyone is having a good Easter holiday weekend and safe travels if you're heading back home tomorrow or to your destination today or tomorrow, whatever. So please be safe out there. But I wanted to just hop on. I intended to upload last night, but I was just so busy between traveling to my parents' home and with taking care of just last minute LOEs and stuff that I could not type up until last night, like my pay stub variation. I had to wait until I got my paycheck yesterday. So just doing little things like that. It took me away from being able to upload. But anyway, so this week, it's just really been just going through things with a fine-tooth comb. Like I just kind of hinted at, I had a couple of LOEs that kind of carried over. One being the pay stub variation. The other was my student loan deferment. I had to wait until I got to my parents' home because my permanent address is actually my parents' home that's listed on my driver's license as well as with all of my creditors. So when I requested my mortgage loan letter, I think that's what it's called, from Navient, aka Sally Mae, they actually mailed it to my parents' home. So I had to wait until I got here to upload that into my web file and type up an LOE about my loans being in deferment. So I worked on those things last night. What I worked on today was actually, I read bright and early this morning on one of the Facebook forums that someone actually got a condition that they uploaded too many pages to or of their lease agreement. So I actually went through this morning and I guess condensed is the word, or pulled out just the first page and the last page of my lease agreements and uploaded those with 12 months of canceled checks. They weren't really canceled checks. I just uploaded my account ledger from my rental portal, as well as, because I haven't been in this home a year, the Zelle payments that I sent my previous landlord for like 4 or 5 months worth. So I uploaded those things this morning, uploaded that into my web file. I have the lease agreements pulled out now. I'd already uploaded them in full and attached them to other LOEs that were uploaded weeks ago. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. But I do have them saved separately now on my Google Drive. But I know I've read multiple times that it really just depends on the counselor that you have, whether or not they'll let you upload things right then and there on the spot. So, it just is what it is. There's nothing that I can really do at this point, I guess, other than maybe try to chime into live support and see if they can delete the old LOEs so that I can just re-upload them. But, I'll rather just roll the dice. And plus, I called in a live support yesterday about something else, and it seems like they have really began to kind of crack down on what they're actually able to do or are going to do for you whenever you call in. I discovered that they are no longer helping you schedule appointments. And so I know I just told you guys a couple weeks ago on I think it was my first video, that I called in and they helped me get my appointment confirmed and scheduled, but they don't do that anymore. They actually make you call member services now. That's the only way to get an appointment scheduled at this time, is to call into member services. They said they no longer help with web files or anything. So I'm not really sure what that means, but they basically said that anything that's supposed to be done by your counselor or your MC, you have to let them do it. They're not going to do it. So I don't know if those were little things that they used to do for you in the past, but I know I have personally more than once called in and got them to delete something that I uploaded in error or something that was a duplicate. I just called in last week and got them to attach my driver's license in PDF format. So I don't even know if they're going to do that anymore. Like, I honestly don't know. If you guys have had an experience recently with live support and you asked if they could do something for you and they said no, they can't do that anymore, please jump down in the comments so that we all will be educated. I woke up this morning around 6 a.m. and I had the generic text message from Naca that we're going to be counseling everyone late into the night. I know you guys have seen that text before. And then so I checked my queue position, and it was still the same as it's always been, 549. And so I just went on about my day, read through some Facebook forums just to see if anything eventful happened at anyone's Achieve Their Dream event yesterday that they posted about in the Naca Facebook groups. Didn't see anything, so got up, had breakfast, that whole nine, got ready for the day, constantly refreshing my place in the queue. So what I did discover is that they started around 7 a.m. Central Time. That's when I refreshed my browser at, I think it was like 7:05 or something like that. I had moved up to 548. So I moved, or 568, sorry. I moved up one spot. So I was like, okay, that's good to know. They got started at 7 a.m., which is 8 Eastern Standard Time. So rule of thumb, if you're on the West Coast or you're on Central Time Zone, then just prepare for them to get started at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it took an hour and 45 minutes for me to move 100 spots up in the queue. So when I refreshed it again the final time at 8:45, I was number 469. And so from 469 to 369, it took an hour and 55 minutes. So I'm curious to see if they're going to slow down a little bit, given that it's around the lunch hour. I don't know how that's handled, if they take a lunch or if it's, they're still moving through the queue or whatever. But based on my estimations, I should be getting canceled around 4 o'clock. Hopefully. So I'm hoping that that's good news for me, because it's not too late in the evening. Hopefully I can still get a counselor that is in a good mood and trying to help out a sister and help me get qualified. So fingers crossed that I can actually get early enough in the queue before it gets too late in the day. So another thing I did this week was remove the freezes from my credit reports. I lifted the freeze good from Friday through tomorrow. I honestly don't know when they are going to access my credit report, so I just played it safe and did it earlier in the week to be lifted as of yesterday, just in case. I mean, I really doubt that they have the bandwidth to go into your file early like that. I'd imagine they're not going to pull my credit maybe until right whenever they get ready to meet with me. So I just went ahead and just did it for 3 days, just in case anything goes wrong. So that's one thing I did. I also, like I said, pulled my credit reports one final time. Didn't see anything on there that was new or startling. Thank goodness. I already got all of my LOEs written for everything that I couldn't dispute, or either I tried to dispute it and it was not successful. So I'm already prepared for that. What I have noticed in just reading and watching videos, so many more people could get qualified faster if you just pull your credit reports ahead of time. Like, don't get surprised whenever they come back with you with something that you could have already addressed. Like I talked about in my original video when I first started this channel, that we're getting access to free credit reports for the rest of this month. So if you're watching this video in the future, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to take advantage of that. But anybody that's going through the program right now as we speak, we gotta pull our credit reports. Like, we can clean up so much stuff for free. Like, literally all I had to do was open online disputes for free to get a lot of this stuff taken off of my credit report. So like I said, I was not successful with every single little thing, but I was successful with 99% of the things that I got cleaned up. So I wrote LOEs for everything else. The other stuff has dropped off. The only thing I am possibly worried about is that maybe they'll see that I had a lot of disputes in the past 30 to 60 days, and that may come up. I haven't read anywhere or watched any YouTube videos from anyone else that said that came up for them, but it seems like with Naca, you just never know. But that is one thing that could possibly come back to bite me. But if so, I'll just write up my LOEs for all of these disputes that I opened and let them know that I was preparing for home ownership. So I went ahead and I was proactive by getting these things cleaned up off of my credit report. Another thing that I read I wanted to share with you guys is that someone said that they got a call to have their Achieve the Dream counseling session when they were number 35 in the queue. So I would suggest once you see your number drop below 100, that you go ahead and get set up and get ready to go and get ready to receive your call or your email, GoToMeeting invite link, however they decide to contact you. I've heard it both ways. I've heard people complain that there's kind of no consistency. Maybe it's just whatever the counselor decides to do that picks up your file. And I even read that some other lady never even got a call. They just emailed her and said, we don't need to talk. Your file looks good. I'm just going to submit you for qualification. So I don't know what to expect today, guys. I'm just trying to put as much information out there for you guys to maybe it'll help you whenever it's your turn to get counseled. I'll definitely update you guys after my counseling session. Obviously, this evening, I'm charging up my phone right now. Hopefully, I can get some live footage from the actual counseling session. Obviously, I can't upload every single little thing because I'm sure we'll be talking about some of my personal information that can't be disclosed. But what I can share, I do plan on sharing with you guys, definitely. So stay tuned, guys. I just refreshed my browser. I'm down to number 299, so I anticipate within the next 45 minutes, I'll be 269, which is kind of trending with what I thought. So it appears that lunchtime, there is no loss of momentum with Naca pushing through these Achieve the Dream events, just an FYI. But let me go and charge my laptop up, charge my phone, get ready for this meeting. I will definitely be back later if it's not too late, because I have heard that these meetings can sometimes last up to 2 hours. But if it's not too late, I will definitely be back tonight with my final thoughts and possibly footage if I can get everything edited in time. If not, it'll be, I won't say tomorrow since it's Easter, maybe Monday, but I'll definitely keep you guys posted, okay? So stick around, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, go ahead and subscribe, and jump down in these comments so that we can all learn from each other, because it takes a village. Happy Easter, everybody. Cheers.